Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, she's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, she's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, she's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, she's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, she's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, she's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, she's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah, selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah, selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah, selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah, selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah, selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent Key, yeah, selling Sacramento. She's selling Sacramento. Agent Key, selling Sacramento. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sacramento.
Okay, let's get you. You're kind of nervous.
We do the same thing on Zoom, right? It's just another setting.
Okay, pull out like this. You see this thing? I feel like I'm fighting with my microphone.
Don't want
Are we sharing this? Oh,
You're
okay.
right. This is what we're doing.
Well, I'm trying to.
1,
26.
go.
Hey everyone, it is Wednesday. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key and we are selling Sacramento. Before I get started on the show today, I have to give a shout out to my band that I sing with. And a lot of people don't know. Some people know that I sing in a band. But y'all are finding out today. I have to give a shout out to LSB. LSB stands for Love Somebody. It got started with Leon, Brian, and Steve. And when the band got larger, as it got more people, they renamed the group LSB and Love Somebody, I should say. I'm giving them a shout out because we have a performance tomorrow at the Placer County Fair, y'all. We are doing 3 sets. And according to Jay King, we are on tour because we've had a lot of gigs. If you go to our website, lsbtheband.com, you'll see our engagements. We actually did a performance at the Sacramento County Fair. It was my first time ever going to the Sacramento. Have y'all ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was new to me. Okay. So, and we're performing at the Ventura County Fair in Southern California. And
you really are
traveling.
Okay.
So
California tour.
Right. It's just California. So if y'all are looking for something to do tomorrow, we are on. Actually, I don't know what time. I know what time I need to be there. I have to be there at 4. But we have 3 sets, and we are an old school R&B band. So for our radio listeners, it's right up your alley. Old school R&B, and the band is the bomb. They've been together for 20 years, and they let me in last year. So I'm actually experiencing my 1-year anniversary with them.
Congratulations.
So LSB performing tomorrow at the, what did I say, fair? Placer County? No.
California State Fair?
Not the California. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did it say Placer?
Did I say Placer? It is Placer County Fair. Placer. I'm gonna look it up to make sure.
Okay.
Go to lsbtheband.com. I'll look it up on break and give y'all the right information. But I got other stuff on my mind today, so that's why things are a little bit hectic. Today's show segment is called "A Cooling Market Calls for the Selling Sac Buyer Squad." And this is part 1 of 2. The Selling Sacramento Buyer Squad, you all, are a group of agents who are full-time, highly professional. They have systems and processes in place. They've been vetted by me. They have my stamp of approval, and my stamp of approval is important to me because I always believe, since I've been in the industry for 18 years, in the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the business is done by 20% of the agents. 80% of the agents that are in the industry probably shouldn't be in the industry. And sadly, there is an article to back up what I'm saying. And the reason that this is important is because the market is starting to change. There's a shift. So 2 years ago, before COVID, what was everybody saying? Oh, the market's going to crash. You better not buy right now. From 2 years ago to today, the market has gone up 27%. So those people who didn't buy 2 years ago, I'm sure they're kicking themselves in the behind because they did not pull the trigger out of fear of the market crashing. But I will tell you this, every time we see a major turn in the market, when the market's doing well, people jump in because they think there's money to be made. But when the market goes down, what happens?
People run.
They wave bye-bye. So you are about to see a mass exodus of real estate agents, and you're going to be left with, the survival of the strongest. And so I'm going to take these next 2 weeks to introduce to you some of the strongest that were strong before the market goes where it's going, so that y'all have your eyeballs on them. These are people that you need to know. You're going to see their faces. You're going to see their signs. Keelan just told us he got a listing going up today. And so y'all are going to see a lot from them. You're especially going to hear a lot from them on this show, because these are the agents over the next 2 weeks that I do business with, that I plan to do a lot of business with. There's only one of me, and there's a lot of business to go around. And so y'all just got to get super familiar with these names and faces that you're going to hear, because they are going to be synonymous with Key Matthews. I want to read to you this article. I'm not going to read it all, but I just want to read to you why 87% of real estate agents fail. In a 2014 NAR report, NAR is the National Association of Realtors, they reported that 87% of all new agents fail after 5 years in the industry, with only 13% making it. Agents don't leave the industry because they made too much money.
Mhm.
They leave the industry because they didn't make any, right? While the real estate agent failure rate may seem shocking to some, it's the stark reality of the industry. It doesn't mean that you should give up before you get started. I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why 87% of the agents fail, and then give you some tips on how to make it. So if you're listening, if you're thinking about getting into the real estate industry, I'm hoping that this information will be useful for you. Just because you see other agents leaving the market, and you'll hear people say, I'm not getting into real estate, I'm not making any money. That is not what you should be listening to. That's called the herd mentality. You want to look at those agents who are top producers, agents who are closing transactions, agents who are full-time. If you're considering a career in real estate, you have to have a certain skill set, aptitude, determination before you even start testing for anything, before you start looking at what is the criteria. So 5 reasons why they fail. Inadequate funds. Before you start any business, you need capital. But with real estate, without enough money saved, you can find yourself gasping for air under a pile of expenses. It is an expensive career field to enter into. So to prevent this from happening, this article is recommending to have at least 6 months of savings saved up. I have to tell you guys, 18 years ago when I got started, I didn't even have 1 month of savings saved up. And so I don't recommend that to people because I'm different. You have to have a determination that you're not going to fail. I've always been full-time. Never came into this thing part-time. Number 2, limited knowledge of lead generation. You have to have a system and process in place to create consistent clients.
True.
If you don't have a system in place to create consistent clients, you're going to get lucky with one client one day, walk through that escrow, get all excited. You're going to collect a $7,000 check or $14,000 check. And then 30 days later, you're going to be broke because you didn't do anything. You have to keep the momentum going, stay in front of the momentum. How did you get that one client? What are you going to do to get the next client? You have to have something in place to continue doing that. The third item, if I can turn the page here, failing to follow up with clients. I know so many people who, if I'm working with them and they say, oh yeah, I bought and sold, 4 or 5 homes. Well, where are the agents that helped you buy and sell those homes? Oh, I ain't seen her since, the transaction closed. Right. So have a system in place to follow up with people so that they can continue to refer leads to you. My business is 98% referral only. I am not paying anybody to generate leads. There are agents who pay thousands of dollars to Zillow, which is why those agents pop up in your face. When you go on Zillow and you're looking for property, they paid to pop up in your face. Thousands of dollars to generate leads, when if you just give people what they want, help people, be a service provider, 100%. People will continue to refer you. You're going to be top of mind. Be very organic about it, right? Poor marketing. Number 4, marketing is the crux of any successful business, especially in real estate. As a realtor, take time to market your business correctly. Using marketing tools like CRM, client relationship management software for lead generation, social media management tools for growing your name brand, and email marketing campaigns for keeping your clients and your leads informed. The people that I'm going to be presenting to you over the next couple of weeks actually went through a coaching program that I created. And one of the things that I used to get on them about was being secret agents. They've got social media pages, but the posts where they're doing real estate stuff, the settings are set on friends only or private. And I would just go do a screenshot and shoot them a text message and say, what is this?
Got a couple text messages from you.
What is this? You are not a Secret Service real estate agent. This is how social media is where people go to find what they want. It's the present day phone book, encyclopedia. How are you looking on your social media page? How you represent yourself on your social media page will determine whether or not people come to you when they're in need of real estate services. So if you're someone considering a career in real estate and you have a social media page, you want to go through and clean it up. You don't want to take on the attitude, oh, this is just me. Well, that's fine, because when you're being just you, what type of clientele will you attract? So you got to be what you want people to see. I'm not trying to rhyme, but y'all understand. And then number 5, which should actually be number 1, is they were missing a business plan. Nobody in this room can say they don't have a business plan, because that's the very first thing. We probably took 2-3 weeks.
Probably longer.
Yes.
Because we kept revisiting it.
Yes. Helping everybody develop a business plan, because it's just that important. Without a business plan, you don't have your goal or your vision written down. Where there is no goal or vision,
there's no manifestation.
The people perish. Yes. It's a wrap. You are aiming for nothing. You have to have a business plan, because that business plan then determines the tasks that you need to do to get to each individual goal. And then you take those tasks and you put them in a calendar. And guess what? That then becomes your schedule for the day. So then you wake up in the morning and you already know what you're doing. You are the boss of your employed self. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. And just imagine if you were your boss. If you're an agent listening right now, and you get up in the morning and you don't have any tasks in the calendar, and you just kind of let the day lead you, would you fire yourself?
100%.
100%. What you doing? So you have to master your business and understand that it's a business, and have yourself a business plan. The article recommends using a business plan template, such as the one offered by the U.S. Small Business Administration. You can outline your executive summary, conduct a market analysis, detail your marketing efforts. It sounds like big fancy words, but they're not. Once you get into it and you see that you have to be CEO, COO, CFO, you've got to be responsible for your finances, setting it, just like you set a budget for your personal life, you got to set a budget for your business. Just like you get up and when you go to a store and you decide which clothes you're going to buy, that's your image. You got to decide what your image or your brand is going to be for your business. The same way that you take the time to determine who you're going to be friends with and who your social circle is the same way that you have to determine where your clientele is going to come from. So it's a skill set that you already have. You just have to magnify it and apply it to your business. But it's easier said than done, which is why 87% of the people that get into the business leave. So I'm excited to introduce to you today 3 out of 6 agents who have gotten into the business. Not only have they decided they're not going to leave, they were meant to be in the business, y'all. So, yes, I want to welcome this afternoon Miss Sydney Chapman. She's a realtor with Big Block Realty North and a new mommy.
I am.
Hey, Miss Sydney. Can you hear her okay with the mic right there? Okay.
Perfect.
All right. And Miss Mariel Cooper. And I've never pronounced your name out loud. Keitel. Mariel Cooper Keitel. She's a realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty, Sierra Oaks.
Yep.
Welcome, madam.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And Mr. Keelan Johnson is a realtor, and he is a realtor with the team Fast Real Estate under eXp Realty.
Yes.
And I noted in the marketing remarks about this show, each of them are with some really great brokerages.
Yeah.
They've got some really great leadership and great branding. Coldwell Banker's been around forever. Kenny, Fast.
Yeah.
Kenny Fast.
Everybody,
Shout
Kenny's all over the place.
out. Kenny's everywhere.
And oh my gosh, look, so I got a billboard, but somebody else got a billboard. Big Block Realty, Gamal. I saw his billboard when I was coming from where was I coming? It was somewhere over like Rockland or where, and it was a digital. I was like, that looks
He's got about 6
billboard.
maybe
Yes.
wrong on that, but he's got quite a few up. That
So-
just went up maybe within the last month.
Big Block Realty is one of the, if not the top producing brokerage in the Sacramento region.
And we're Best Sac Homes Group
Yeah.
with Sunit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I said Gramal, but I meant Sunit. Did I?
Sunit,
Yeah.
Agrawal, yeah.
Okay, I meant Sunit. Sunit is on the billboard.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sunit is on the billboard. The reason I bring up their brokerages is because I want you all to see that this is not about me having agents under my brokerage. This is about identifying agents in the Sacramento region who are meeting and exceeding the level of service and expectation. Their intention is to take care of you. They are not putting the commission before the relationship, before what your needs are. They're taking the time to make sure that they first understand the environment so that they can deliver that information to you. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to get into some questions, and I want you all to get to know them better, to see where they are. They are real people, y'all, going through real stuff, but they are in real estate, real time.
Okay.
Okay. Look.
Miss, I just joined the band.
Girl, hey. And so you're going to get to meet them. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and we'll be right back.
Hey.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, hey, you guys. Oh, I'm not even in the picture. That's okay. Y'all need to see them.
You got
not
room
me.
to scoot.
Do I? I don't even know how. I think I need to build something so I can set the.
What, the laptop? Or the-
Yes.
You can
You
scoot.
got a listener in too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Just texting me, Gerald.
Okay. A step stool. Who is this right here? Lizzie Buzza Gifford. Hey, Lizzie. Hey, you guys, if y'all are watching
That's
us, okay,
Okay, okay.
it's gonna show. It shows the logo of wherever they're watching from. So it's Facebook on my personal page, business page, YouTube, and Instagram. Miss Latrice, hey girl. We'll see you next week. Yeah. Hey girl. Hey Miss Lizzie. Wait a minute. Who is Lizzie?
So
Do
if I
you saying
share
hey
it
girl?
on my Facebook page, her live, it'll be
I'm looking.
on there. Is that right?
Live right
What's her
now?
name?
Let me see.
Lizzie?
Lucy.
Okay,
Lizzie
yeah. So I
Buzza
shared
Gifford.
her.
You know how
So
people
now it's
have these
live.
different
Oh, yeah.
Facebook names?
Oh,
Lizzie,
wow.
is that your real name? Tell us who you are, Lizzie. She said, I'm Mariel's friend. Okay. She said, I think I know her. She got you, Miss Lizzie. She got you. Okay. She
Okay,
said,
there we
Elizabeth Gifford.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Miss Elizabeth. Hey, girl. Hey. So if you guys are out there watching, let us know that you're out there. Type something in the chat so we can see you. Let me see. Oh, that's why you said I could move. I just need to move back. huh?
Yeah, tons
Let me
of
see.
space.
Yeah, that's cool. So
You got it?
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. Let's see if I can get in the camera with y'all. And then I'm gonna just have to hold my microphone down to keep it out of your face,
how long?
Miss
Oh
Sid.
wow. So so I just
So it's still live
see
right now.
there's a delay, yeah, but I just
Oh,
put
this
it
is
down to
better.
see how long it
I
would take to
think.
put my phone down.
Let's see.
See, I just picked it up. Now let's see how long it takes.
Oh, I
to pick
see.
it up.
Oh,
Okay.
It's like a
You
30-second
know-
delay.
well, no, it doesn't. It's,
I just picked it up,
Somebody's always touching.
man. So we're really on it right
It's automatic.
right.
now. And I like how they do
Oh,
the
you got a
automatic
closed
captions too.
You can hear it.
Oh, for the closed
So
captions.
like if I
Right now,
just
closed
kind of keep it
captions
like
is
that and
just
lean
on.
like that. Okay. So we got everybody in the camera there? Yes. Okay.
No, there's Latrice.
Okay.
The other thing you do is before you move out of your face,
Mhm.
just turn up the big head towards
Turn the big head.
the mic.
This. I thought you were talking about my head.
No.
Oh,
Mhm.
This is the crazy.
Mhm.
Must be a lot on my mind. You're on the way back.
Oh gosh.
Fine.
how long have you had this song? This one?
Hey everyone, we're back. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, And today's show, A Cooling Market Calls for the Selling Sacramento Buyer Squad.
Hey.
We got Sydney, we've got Keelan, we've got Mario. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Y'all ready to start talking to the people?
Of course.
All right. So who's going to start first? What were you doing before real estate? Jump right in.
Okay, I'll go first. So before, I technically have been in real estate for over 10 years.
This is Sydney, y'all.
So I started in property management, considered real estate. Then I moved to HOA management, and I moved to San Diego, and I managed a portfolio of single family, multifamily, condominiums, vacation rentals. So I was still in real estate, and the brokerage that I was under suggested that I got my real estate license. So I did. And, seeing everyone renting properties and being able to get them accepted into these apartments and seeing the rent roll and seeing that some of these families have been living here for 10 years plus, renting. And in my mind, I'm wondering why, they could purchase, I know it's San Diego, but so that's really what sparked my interest in real estate and helping the families get into properties that they can actually own.
Okay, good. And I want to come back to that because how we met and where you are now is really ironic. You want to talk about that now? Or?
Sure. Yeah, we can. So we met when I was moving here to Sacramento, and I reached out to, I think it was Terrell Keys, T Keys. I reached out to him, I think via Facebook, because he was in real estate. And I asked him, hey, I'm moving to Sacramento. I know you're doing well. Who do you suggest I reach out to as far as brokerages? And he suggested you were one of the brokers. Reached out to you and some other agents or other brokers and did some interviews. And that's how we met. That's our how we met story. And now we're here again.
She glossing over the other stuff, y'all. But just
I am.
Put a little thing on it. She's right here.
Yes.
She's right here.
Yes.
So, Mr. Keelan.
Yeah. As far as myself, before real estate, I was actually I'm a certified electrician. Doing commercial and residential.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was an electrician. I went to school for it, trade school, which I highly suggest to those that may not know what they want to do. Trade schools are a strong foundation of our communities. Right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, much love to all the electricians out there. But I got into solar sales shortly after that because I just found in my life and my mindset, I just couldn't do the handshaking, falling asleep in front of my family's faces as we're trying to have discussions. I'm watching a movie, I'm gone. I'm mid-sentence, I'm gone. I'm blacking out. And I just said there has to be more. So I got into solar sales, and that's what actually exposed me to self-employment, right? Entrepreneurship. And from there, I was just so good at it. I tried to sell my neighbor who had a condo, and they were like, "Yo, have you done real estate before?" And I said, "No, I don't even know what that is."
Because you became a top performer in the company where you were with the solar, right?
Yeah, so I'll go into a little bit about that. So my first week we had to train. So I left my electrician job, and my girlfriend at the time was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I have to do this, so otherwise I won't be happy for the rest of my life." You know? So I called out of work, said my car had issues. I applied everywhere on Craigslist. I saw a job that said you can make $100,000 a year. I said, this is crazy. I'm still applying though. I'm applying. Who cares?
Let's just see.
Yeah, let's just see. They called me back. I did my interview in a porta potty on lunch. They called me. And then I went in person and he described how you made the money. I said, this makes sense. They give you benchmarks every time you hit a certain goal just to, provide, because it's just commission based, you have incentives. So the first week with training, I actually got into a house and we closed the deal. So I hit a bunch of benchmarks and made some good money. I'm like, okay. Second week by myself, right? I closed 2 deals in the week. And then that Saturday, I closed 4 deals in one day.
Wow. And
from there, I was just top in the company. I was number 1 in the nation for like 4 weeks in a row.
Wow.
And I just wondered, why am I so good at this? And my father was a Jehovah's Witness.
Uh-oh.
And
Training ground.
I used to
Right,
visit-
right.
yeah, training. When I used to visit
This
him,
is familiar.
I had
Yes.
to knock on doors on Saturdays,
Yeah.
period, point blank. So I honed skills that I wouldn't even know that
Look at that.
would really
Wow.
help me out in the future.
Look
So
at that.
yeah, that's essentially how I got into real estate, by transitioning into solar.
Wow. That skill
I
set.
didn't know any of that.
yeah.
Wow.
Mario.
So I started out in property management, kind of like Sydney, right? And then after that, I worked for the Sacramento Housing and Redevelopment Agency
Mhm.
for a little bit as a caseworker.
Let the people see you
And
watching.
So shortly after that ended with the Sacramento Housing and Redevelopment Agency, my time ended there. And so I was like deciding what I should do.
Mhm.
And, after being in property management as a leasing agent and then a caseworker helping people with Section 8 housing, I decided, you know what, why not do something even better and
Mhm.
become a real estate agent?
Hmm.
And so,
Did that kind of tug at your heart because you were helping? Was there
It did.
something?
Yeah, it did. I just
Mhm.
felt like I loved what I did so
Mhm.
much, working in property management. And
Yeah.
then also, as a caseworker, helping people with Section 8 housing.
Yeah.
And I just got so many, just so much feedback from people that I've helped.
Yeah.
And I just loved it.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what? I should venture off on my own, become a realtor, and help people, make it the best experience
Mhm.
for people making, purchasing the most expensive transaction of their
Yeah.
life, really, is a home.
So you were
Yeah.
pulled into the experience, which is probably why you do so well with open houses. You
Mhm.
lean into the whole idea of being able to just meet as many people as possible right there.
Right.
That
Yeah.
is really good.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just enjoy helping people. And then so when I'm just out there in front of people, I'm like, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
How can I help you? How can I make your life easier? Or, because a home purchase can get stressful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're all here for. Me, Keelan, and Sydney, we're
Mhm.
here to make it a smooth transaction and as much as a stress-free transaction as possible for those that we help.
And
100%.
I'm hearing a theme in each of your situation is that, so with each of you, you were doing something housing related, some way, some
Yeah.
shape, some form. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it related back to housing, which caused you to interact with
Mhm.
people, and your skill sets, your individual skill sets that you have today in real estate, you had before you got to real
Yeah.
estate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And so I think that is something that's missing that most people don't think about when you hear people say that they want to get into real estate. What are some of the reasons that you hear? What are those reasons that you hear that you kind of laugh at in the back of your head when you hear people say why they want to get into real estate?
Freedom, like free time.
Yeah.
Money.
Which
Money.
Yeah.
I was gonna say money. Yeah, I want to be a millionaire.
And so I say that you kind of laugh at, and why? When you said freedom, why would you laugh at that?
I laugh at it because, like, it's just perspective, right? You see the closes, you see the listings, you
Mhm.
see the lifestyle, the videos that we in this market, we have to create videos.
Have to do
Have
content,
to
yeah.
create content. So it looks all good, but you don't really see all the work that goes behind it.
Right.
And people just want that. They want the end result, and they don't want to start from the beginning. They want to start from the beginning at the end, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
Right. And
Yeah.
then the money.
And money, yeah. I'll let you go.
I'm not a millionaire.
Say
that.
You got to put a lot of money into it
Yeah, you do.
before. And then
Yeah.
that's the other thing too, is that there are a lot of people that put a lot of money into it, but if you don't have a plan, you could just
That's
go on
true.
and cash out me that money. I'll take it if you're not gonna plan on making nothing off of it, because if
Yeah.
you don't have a plan, you're not planning to make anything off of the thousands of dollars that real estate is going to force you
Yeah.
to give it
Mhm.
when you become an agent.
Mhm.
Honestly, realtors are they're preyed upon too. You know how many companies
Say
are
that
consistently
again.
reaching out, trying to get you to pay, and a lot of people fall
That's
for
true.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Makes me-
did
Yeah.
with I think realtor.com. I paid to be the
I
realtor.com
did
agent.
too. I did too several
Yeah.
years ago, but the way that I'm woven, I was like, y'all better give me my money back. This is Genki, and I'm about to call the president, and we're about to. So because they get you in a contract that you can't get out of for an entire year.
Mhm.
But guess what? They let me go.
You know what? Just let her have it.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Just don't come back here again.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right.
Mhm.
They prey upon because, and I've said this to you guys before, that 80% that's just out there.
Right.
There are some brokerages that shall remain nameless that prey upon that 80% where they know you are not going to be productive. You're not going to be successful. You just want to be able to say you're a real estate agent at a company with a big name brand that has all these different fun days and does all these different social activities and has all these different outings that make you look like you're important or that you're with all these people that are important.
Yeah.
But how many transactions did you close?
Right.
How many people did you help?
Mhm.
But you're paying them monthly desk fees or you're paying them admin fees on a regular and miss a payment. And watch what happens.
Yeah, I know.
Right? That's that 80%. There are businesses, there are brokerages that are built on that platform because they know you're not going to produce. They bring in shark-like real estate brokers who are at the end of their careers who can attract other agents. And you think, oh, I'm at the brokerage where Shark Realtor is, you know.
Yeah.
Going to pay that money and we'll give you a nice little pretty business card and everything. But how many people are you helping? So if you're doing this for that reason, it's there for you, but you will be a part of the 80% and you will be gone when the market gets tough and you're not making money.
Yeah.
100%.
But if you're doing this for any of the reasons that the three of these people said, you want to help people, you want to grow, you realized you could be, you said a phrase, you said you realized you could be you said you didn't say independent contractor, you basically entrepreneur,
Yeah, self-employed, work for yourself. I mean, my biggest reason initially was my family. You know, that's all I pretty much ever thought about in my adult life, is my family and what can I do to spend more time with them, right? As a realtor, you are busy, but you have the ability to control your schedule.
Flexible.
Right.
You can be flexible. I can make games at any point. So yeah, that's for me. And then that of course comes with helping other families because I see so much of myself and everybody else. We're all connected. So
Right.
everybody has a family out there and they all want the best for them. So it's our job to help them, you know, in this specific situation with real estate.
So on that same note, what's been your toughest challenges during your real estate careers? What for each of you?
For me, I would say originally when I started off, I was with a brokerage that didn't have a lot of great mentorship. You know, as a new agent, I feel like it's very important to really find a brokerage where you know you have great people behind you that can help you and for guidance. Because in the beginning, I was with a brokerage and I had a mentor, but you know, I just always found myself whenever I had clients to help, always found myself struggling to get my answers.
Yeah.
And finding other great realtors I knew and having them, you know, help me out. Right.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like that could be one of the reasons why there's a lot of agents that fail in this business. They think, oh, it's so hard, you know, but it's just a matter of really, you know, you have to find the right brokerage.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to just go based off, oh, the monthly fees are 0 or very low.
Yeah.
That may not be so good for you.
It might be a reason that fees are low.
Like you may not get the best guidance.
Right.
If you really want to be successful in this career, you have to really find the best brokerage. Interview agents that are there. You know, you want to get a feel for it. Like, are you going to feel comfortable to reach out to the agents and say, hey, I have a question. Are you free? You know, you have to really find, you know, where you belong,
right,
and where you feel comfortable.
Kind of like finding really that house.
Yeah,
that's true.
Correct.
What do we tell people? You'll know it when you step in.
Sometimes agents, new people, they have to go through several brokerages before they find one. Don't give up on the first one, but also you need that strong mindset. And you have to be a hard worker. It's not easy.
Would you say you have to know what it is that you're looking for as you brokerage hop, because if you're looking for people to make you successful, that's not what you're saying. You're saying you got to be strong and know that you have the support.
The support group, that you need, because no one's going to make you successful. You can't rely on people.
Mhm.
If you want to be a realtor, you can make yourself successful, because you have to do the work to make it happen, right? So, a lot of people out there, they think, oh, it's easy. I'll just be a realtor, but then they go into it like, oh my gosh, there's so much work, and then they fail. And
or they don't know what the work is,
right,
or what to
or
do.
they're stuck in a brokerage, or they think it's right when it's really not, and it's really their responsibility to really go out there and do their research.
Being taught wrong.
Yeah.
What are some of your other challenges been?
To follow up on that, I think even a mentor, having a mentor, if you are at a brokerage, it's still wise to find a mentor, whether they're in that same brokerage or not. And obviously, he's just my mentor. And you want to find the mentor whose business you see that is successful and you want to be like.
Right.
And that's why I reached out to you so many times.
Yes.
And
she did.
I did a lot. Email, text, Facebook, DM.
Yes.
And now we're here. But yeah, a mentor that can tell you like it is, because we've talked about it. It's work. It is work. What is your worth ethic like? Can you look in the mirror with yourself and talk with yourself and say, you know what, Sydney, I don't know, or we got some work to do,
right? Can you be honest with yourself?
Can you be honest with yourself? Because that's really important, especially as an entrepreneur. You have to have a willingness. You have to be responsible. You have to have structure. You need systems and processes. That's probably the biggest and most important thing that I've learned that was missing from my business was systems and processes. Yeah, I would sell some houses and then, okay, well, what's next? I was doing what you were talking about. Oh, I sold a home. I got one in contract. And then I would just wait. And then the next month I'm like, okay, let me do it again versus, okay, I got this in contract. Let me start my marketing. Let me start getting my flyers out and get those made so those can be mailed out as soon as this house sells. Let me start, advertising and letting people know, hey, I'm getting people in contract and I can help you too.
Right.
So just staying on top of it and making sure that this is a career that you want to do, because it is a long haul. You're not going to be, a millionaire right away. You're not going to be successful right away. And the freedom, and that's why I say flexibility, because
sure.
I send offers at midnight.
Yeah.
I'm having calls with buyers. Now, I'm not telling you to do that. Okay. I'm not telling you to do that. You do have to have some boundaries with your clients.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're researching, properties for our clients at 1:00 in the morning. Sometimes we get alerts, turn those notifications off. I do my D&D now that I'm a new mom. But yeah, I think the importance is knowing who you are, knowing who you are, because this business is not for the faint.
So I like that you're saying that one of the biggest challenges is being honest with yourself, with knowing who you are, because you got to make some tough decisions if you're honest. If you're getting up at 7 or 8, you probably need to be getting up at 5 or 6.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Keelan?
Mine's honestly, just full transparency, was myself, coming from, just my life, which I'm sure many people can account for as well with their own lives. It's just the self-doubts, right? Lack of confidence, lack of feeling like what you're aiming for, you actually deserve it. Entrepreneurship, what I realized is that it's just it's a reflection of who you are, like you said, right? It shows you and exposes you down to the very core of who you are, whether you're responsible, whether you're going to get up in the morning and do what you need to do, or if you're only getting up because you're told to, right? That you have to clock in when you or something like that. Entrepreneurship is solely on you. So when I hopped in, I'm like, oh, I need some work. I need some work. And mentors help with that as well as like, doing my own personal healing for myself, as far as like just affirmations, right? Talking to yourself every day, because as an entrepreneur, I know there are days where you just feel like you just want to give up and you just want to stop. You just beat yourself down. You're not doing enough, but everybody has their own journey
Yeah.
Everybody has their own destination and their own route that they take. And sometimes somebody may be at the top right away, but your journey might lead you to be even better, or even in a better position than they're in. You just got to really, like I said, just focus on healing yourself, hone your skills, go through a ton of self-development, and find mentorship. Mentorship is very important. And the reason why I stated self first is because no matter how much a mentor tells you, no matter how much a game they give you, if you don't do it,
don't mean a thing.
It doesn't mean a thing. So yeah.
I want to give a shout out to some of our viewers that are watching us on social media. Mr. Cherokee, I see you, sir. He said some knowledge being dropped here. Very insightful. And then we have Miss LaShawn. She said, hey, family. Mwah. She's blowing kisses. Hey, you guys. So thank you all for tuning in. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, the time passes by so fast.
It does.
You guys call in and write the our executive manager. What is Angelisa's title?
I have no idea.
Beg her to give me a 2-hour show.
She'll be the one to see.
She would be. Angelisa's the woman. She is in charge, y'all. But when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more before we close out. I'm going to make sure that we let them talk about the current market. We got to, just kind of give you guys, bring you up to speed on what's happening, where we think it's going, and how we will be able to help you. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I'm Agent Key, and we'll be right back. Hey, y'all. Thank you for tuning in out there.
Oh, I see my mama.
You see your mama?
Hey, Mom.
Oh, that's your mama right there. Thanks. Let me put my eyeballs on, acting like I can read now. Thanks for creating this space, Miss Keisha, reaching back and pulling forward the next emerging leaders.
That's my husband.
Right.
Hey, Chapman.
Oh, you said that's Demetrius.
Yeah.
Is that your honey?
That's my husband.
Okay, Mr. Demetrius. We appreciate you, sir, and you are very welcome. This is how we do it.
He knows you by first name.
Hello, Miss. Who's that? Dana Taylor
That's my
Bell.
mom, yep.
There she is. Okay. Hello, Miss Dana. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. If you're out there and you haven't said anything, type something in the chat. Let us know you're there. Blessings. Thank you all. Hey, Miss Shalon. How are you, dear? Let's see. Keisha, he said, Keisha with a smiling face. Yes. Look. Always insightful. Thank you, cousin Randy.
Oh, man.
Patrick J. Hey, sir. Hey. Mr. Patrick, how y'all doing?
Mr. Patrick.
Yes. So when we come back from the break, shoot. I knew it. I knew we weren't going to get through all the questions.
I didn't realize what time it was.
I know.
Flying by, yeah,
it just really flew by.
You're doing amazing.
So, I know you are. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just flowing.
and that's why I kind of just pulled away from the mic. I'm glad you told me to step away from the mic, because I think when we just kind of talk, it really makes it just conversation. Like sometimes I'll talk to my guests right now when we're not on the air and we start talking. I'm like, wait a minute, save that for when we come back on the air. Because you don't realize that's really the conversation that people want to hear. That's the authenticity. You guys are just coming from your heart, from your true experience. There's a lot of people out there that are looking for a career change. Look, as I'm hearing myself talk, I'm like, I should probably save that for the show.
Yeah.
They're looking for a career change and they're thinking about real estate. And you're telling them, hey, if you're thinking about it, this is what you really need to be thinking about. And this is the real deal. So they're grateful to hear y'all tell the truth.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious to know when you knew, because I know you said you didn't know like if you belonged. So I'm curious to know like when you found out, or even when you had that self-actualization of, oh no, this is what I'm doing.
Honestly, when I found out I belonged in real estate is when I went to several I think it was one training or whatever with EXP in Placer County or whatever. And I looked around and I'm like,
you need to be there.
Yeah.
Ain't none of us in here. So I need to be
I
here,
see. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. All right. Hey everyone, we're back. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key. We are Selling Sacramento, and I am here with Sydney,
Hello, hello.
with Keelan,
Hey, blessings.
and with Miss Marielle.
Hello.
And you are going to hear these names a lot, y'all. They're going to be back. Today was just an introduction. Next week, I'm going to bring the rest of the crew, and you're going to see and hear a lot from them because they are the next generation. They are, and I say the next generation like I'm really, really old.
You said it.
Yeah,
And you're not.
But I'm transitioning. I've been doing this for 18 years.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's time. There comes a time when you have to give back. And I'm moving into some other things. As a matter of fact, when I leave from here, I will be shutting it down for the day because I have to study. I have some classes that I'm taking, and I got to put in the next 4 days of studying to catch up.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'm going to shut it down. But I said all of that to say that I have listed several properties in the past couple of days, got a couple buyers into escrow, and then got a home into escrow where my seller is in Bora Bora, the French Polynesian. Is that
Okay.
yeah. So, we talked about that time thing. Sometimes you have to be flexible with what your clients need to do. But I do have a very strict time frame. If you call my cell phone,
She does.
my cell phone voicemail says, number one, you probably don't want to leave a message because I'm not checking voicemail on a regular basis. You'd be best to text me or email. Number two, it says my business hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday by appointment only. I don't say it, but I imply that I don't work on Sunday. Don't try it. And I'm really sharing that to say structure, discipline.
Yeah.
It's about setting up your values. You set up your business according to your values. Maybe there are some people listening who want to work on Sunday. You set your business up according to your values. And I know that the three of you and the three that will be on next week are fully aware of that. And so I'm excited to have you guys on here. And so I want to ask you a last question before we go. How have you seen yourself grow from the time you started to the present? And what do you contribute that growth to?
So I'll go first. I just feel much more confident and capable of myself and my ability to help my clients. When I first got into this, it was strictly for, I want to give my family a life that I never had. But as I've become informed and exposed to this, to real estate, period, and all the realtors in here, there's not that many Black folks in real estate. And I was in a room and I just went over this. I counted about 3 people, 4 of us out of maybe 80, and to me, it let me know I have a responsibility to shift perspective
That part.
and to help people in general, period, right? I'm here to help everybody, but I also want to give back to my people and teach them and inform them.
Right.
And that's where I feel like my growth has come. Is I feel a sense of responsibility to serve others and help as many people as I can.
Now, when you just said that you feel a responsibility to give back, I don't want you to leave out of here without sharing what else that you do.
Okay. So me and my partner, Cherokee Moore, we have a platform called Conscious Assets. So it's a financial literacy, wellness platform. So we're teaching people about real estate, credit, crypto, and we're also doing events at the Guild Theater bi-monthly, bringing entrepreneurs from different fields who are killing it and teaching people and giving them information and gems so that they can push forward and essentially prosper and become successful. And we're also creating a financial literacy curriculum that we're going to be starting this fall at, I think, Edward Harris Middle School.
All right.
With a financial literacy program.
Wow.
We're going to start in the schools to
Very
teach
nice.
these youth,
Very
and
nice.
wellness, because they need that mindset as well.
Now, I got to tell you guys, see, here's what, I just love them so much. I will go to the mat for these 6 folks. Y'all just don't know. because Sydney said it. She said, I DM'd her, I texted her, she basically was stalking me. But
Yeah.
all of them, with the exception of Mariel, I stalked her, but then she turned the thing on me and she started coming for me. And so you know that you are dealing with somebody who really wants it when you give them a task and they complete it and they come back and say, what's next?
Yeah.
And that's how all of these people are. That's how, and so I know that they're meant to be here. Keelan told me about starting this 6 months ago, and now he's doing it.
Yeah.
It was probably 6 months, maybe 8 months ago when we first talked.
started.
And you were saying we're thinking about doing
Yeah.
something at the schools, and now you just said we're going to be
Yep.
at Edward Harris.
That's big.
Financial
too.
literacy.
That's big.
Thank you.
So it's not enough to just talk about it.
Yeah.
As Zaretha would say, you got to be about it.
100%, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you see, Miss Mario, as your biggest challenge that what was my question?
The growth.
The growth,
Your growth.
yes. That you started, and what do you contribute that growth to?
I would say it was mainly the confidence, getting out there in the beginning and not knowing what to do. And then, so I just feel like the experience going to trainings and really the experience and working with clients and closing escrows is what really contributed towards my growth.
Mm-hmm. So you just had to get out there.
No matter what, get out there. Mm-hmm. You don't want to just sit down and keep taking training classes or courses from
Wait, so you're saying you're not going to learn everything you need to know when you take the DRE test?
No, you're not. It's nothing compared to being in real estate. So it's a whole nother level when you're working as a realtor, and it's a whole new ball game.
Which goes back to why you said it's important to choose the right brokerage with the right mentorship.
Right.
Yeah.
That DR test, that test is nothing. I'm gonna tell you from firsthand experience, that test is nothing.
What about you, Miss Sydney?
Get through it. I mean, I follow up with them. The confidence, knowing that I do belong. When you do go to some brokerages, you see the big names, and you're like, oh, can I really do that? I don't really know. And then setting goals. I think for me, that's been the biggest growth for me, is that I've seen one of my pastors in San Diego always used to say the brain is a goal-seeking organism. And I set myself for a goal last year, and I exceeded that goal. And then this year I exceeded the goal as well. Just last month, I need to toot my own horn, you guys.
Go to toot it, girl.
I just gave birth to a beautiful baby boy about a month ago, and in May. And in May, I also was a part of the top 5 at my brokerage, which that was the first time. That was thank you. And that was a goal of mine to do by this summer.
Yes.
So with being pregnant and a child, I didn't know when it was going to happen, but super proud of myself for that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so because so many people so often let their daily stuff stop them. But when you really, I like how you said, how your pastor said, the brain is an organism that seeks to have goals. Your brain is such a fertile ground. Whatever you plant there is going to grow. So when you look at your life is a reflection of what you've been planting in your brain. So if you don't have what you want, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Or what are you not doing too?
Or what are you not doing?
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, we have to tell the people what's going on in the market. So 60 days ago, 30 days ago, interest rates were about 3.5%. Today, they're 6.5%. If you were trying to buy a house 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 30 days ago for $500,000, you were probably looking at about a $2,800 mortgage payment. That payment today is about $3,800. Or maybe 30. So not when I said 28, it's I think it was a $3,200 payment. So for a $500,000 house, probably $3,200. Now it's about $3,800. So if you were a buyer looking at a $500,000 house 30 days ago, you are probably not looking at the $500,000 house today. Correct. You're probably looking at the $400,000 house. And if you're looking at that $400,000 house, it has just put you in a neighborhood that you've now got to get acclimated to being in, because that's not where you want it to be. The experiences that you all are having with your buyer, do they sound familiar? Your buyers.
Yes. It's just like it's the waiting game again. It's the same thing that was happening in 2020. People were in a position with where the world is right now. People
Mhm.
have no idea what's happening, so it scares them, and people just stop when they get scared. Sometimes,
Right.
Right. But what I'm telling my buyers in this current market is, you don't know what it's going to be, but I'll tell you right now, these interest rates have continued to grow, and they
Yeah.
will continue to keep growing. So if you wait longer and longer, your buying power is going to decrease. So
Right.
if you want to act, if you're dead serious about moving forward and looking for a home, let's do it now. At least
Right.
at least fill out a loan application
So you know
so you
where
can
you're
see
at.
where you're at and
Yeah.
create
Right.
a game plan.
At the
Yeah.
very
Know the
least.
numbers.
Yeah, at least
Know your numbers.
And also know you can refinance. That's one of the things that I
Get in the door.
get in the door, and refinance later,
Mhm.
and work in tandem with your realtor and your lender and see what creative financing programs that there are, because there are lenders that have programs and different financing tactics that they can do. I was speaking with one of my lender partners the other night and talking about buying down your rate and what does that look like, and a lot of people don't know what that is. So
Yeah.
talk to your realtor and lender and say, hey, like this is where we're at.
What
What does that mean? What does that mean?
This is a good opportunity to introduce the buy down the rate as sellers are looking to reduce their prices.
Exactly.
So if you see a house that's been on the market for a while, offer something less in the form of asking the seller to buy down the rate if they want you to buy the house. So just another tactic that you're only going to hear right here on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. on Selling Sacramento from the Selling Sacramento Buyer Squad. Right?
Let's go.
Y'all are listening to 97.5 FM. We got to go. That's our time, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for being here.
We out of here.
This is
We out of here.
fun.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
They'll be back. They'll be back.
Pages.
What?
Oh, the pages.
What do you want to do?
Where to find
Oh
you,
my
where to
gosh.
find you.
Yes. Okay. Let's go.
All right,
How do people reach out to you?
How
How do they connect with you?
On Instagram, it's MCK Real Estate, or my on Facebook, Marielle Cooper Keitel.
Yes.
On Instagram is The Conscious Realtor, THA Conscious Realtor. On Facebook, Keelan Johnson, and then you can follow my platform, me and my partner Cherokee Moore's platform, Conscious Assets, on IG.
Facebook, Sydney Chapman, 2 T's. Instagram, Sydney Ruth, SYDNI RUTH.
And you are going to be able to find them on the website, agentkey.com. It's not there today, but there's going to be an exclusive link for the Buyers Squad. So it will probably be there by this time next week, where you will have all their contact information, all of their social media sites where they're going to be active.
Yes.
This is news to us.
I know.
I love
Surprise!
this. I love this.
Surprise! Ladies and gents, you are listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key. And remember, if you are doing what you were created to do, I will see you at the top.
Yay.
Woo!
Thank you so
y'all
much for this.
tuning in. Did we miss any comments? Did I see anything else pop up? I'm seeing 10 right now. Let's see. Who did we have coming here? Keep up the great work. Always a pleasure to listen to your show. Oh, wait a minute. I guess I missed a lot. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you need a 2-hour show. That's what somebody said.
That was the last. Okay, so I saw that. Then Sean said that structure is absolutely key. And then Shalon said, congratulations. That was to you.
Thank you.
And Patrick, I bet ARMs are coming back. The ARM option loans.
Yeah.
Yes.
These rates aren't that bad yet. Well, who was it? Was it you that I was talking to? Somebody said, we're really back at normal rates. If you think about before COVID, that's what they were.
Okay.
We should have talked about that. A good lender is crucial right now. Absolutely, Miss Lizzie. This show could be bigger on a podcast network.
That's true, Keisha. I was thinking about that.
All right, Patrick, plant the seed. Always a pleasure to listen to your show. You are so welcome, Miss Teresa. Keep up the great work, everyone. Great insight, great show. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. Same time, same place. Say bye, Keely.
Bye.
Okay, we're out, y'all.